If you want to learn fast, learn from the top entrepreneurs that have literally made billions of dollars doing what you're trying to do. I've personally had the opportunity of working behind the scenes with some of the largest entrepreneurs in the world, and some of the things that I've learned will shock you. Oh yeah, and if you don't know me, my name is Akil. I run a company called Just Coach AI, and we integrate AI into coaches' business. So let's get into it. And make sure to stick around to the end because tip 2 is probably for you. Number 10, time for writing and thinking. This one's so big. Most of the coaches I know have time where nobody can schedule them. They don't get on calls. They don't talk to their assistant. They don't talk to anybody. They just literally have that time in their day to write and think undisturbedly. Not use ChatGPT. Write usually on a pen and piece of paper, and specifically a white piece of paper with blue ink. Neuroscience explains how blue ink actually does something to the manifestation process. Interesting. Also, some of them take it as far as getting a house somewhere where nobody disturbs you and they just write. Like some of my richest friends actually do that. And also, I think it was like Steve Jobs or some movie talking about some billionaire, and basically they had like a house on an island. Nobody can disturb them. It was like locked. It was almost like a bunker, right? But I think people take it that serious because that's where the manifestation comes from. That's where the thoughts come from and the ideas, right? A lot of times we talk to ChatGPT all the time and it's basically like suggesting things to us, which is really powerful. But I think the bad thing about it is you almost forget how to think. Like your biggest superpower is probably the writing process because I don't know, I'm not really thinking thoughts right now. Thoughts are just coming to me and I'm just speaking words out of my mouth, right? And I feel like the thoughts that come to you are for a reason. Maybe that's just a spiritual side of me, but I don't know, like it just comes to us naturally. And then when we write it down, our thoughts and ideas, and actually execute on them, the things happen because someone else next to you isn't given the same thoughts. That's what's making us unique. People always ask me, how do I think we're separated from AI? Like AI is taking everybody's jobs and all these things. But the thing that makes us unique is we all think different. So yeah, AI is cool, but humans are pretty dope also. Just make sure every single day in your schedule, maybe from 8 to 10 or 6 to 8 or whatever it is. Typically, I think it works best for a lot of people in the morning, but some of you guys are night owls, but you need to just spend time writing. And another common denominator that I see between my clients is they literally write about what they want. They're always thinking about what they want. They're not thinking about the things they don't want in life. They're thinking about what they want. It can be as small as I want a blue sky, or I want to fly to this place. Maybe I want my nails clean, whatever it is. It doesn't have to be a material thing, but it can be the way you want to be perceived or where you want to take your business in the next year. And I feel like most people just don't spend enough time thinking about what they want in life. They're always thinking about what they don't want and they're manifesting the things that they don't want. And typically we get what we want. If you're thinking about McDonald's all the time, you're probably going to go get some McDonald's because you can believe in it. You know exactly where McDonald's is. You know it may be 10 minutes. You know exactly what it tastes like, the new product that just came out or whatever, right? So you can believe that you can get that thing when you're thinking about it a lot. But maybe you want a car and you don't even, what car do you want? What exact model do you want? Like, what does it look like? What does it feel like? Have you test driven the car? Do you actually know why you want that thing? Do you know where to get it from? If you're always thinking about the things that you want, you'll answer these questions. And this leads me into number 9. They value their time more than anything. They literally treat their time like the most precious resource in the world, and it makes so much sense. Like when you try to schedule a Zoom call with them, it's going to be super difficult. If you're trying to do anything that takes them out of their routine, it will be very, very difficult. It needs to be worth a lot because they understand their time. A lot of people, when they start off in business, they don't understand their time, so they charge really little. Maybe they might charge $10 an hour or $200 an hour, or maybe it's $2,000 for that course. But they understand how valuable their time is for that call. That's why they may charge $1 million, because they understand that people understand how valuable their time is. It's almost like when you have a 9-to-5 job and you only get paid a little wage for the hours that you work, and then you can get 2 jobs or 3 jobs, and now you understand how valuable your time is because you literally have to go to a different job to make that money. But then when you start to make more money, you start to do more jobs, you got more employees doing things for you, your time becomes so precious. So typically these people are super timely. They're always a little bit early or right on time and then dip somewhere else. Some people even buy a private jet to fly to another place faster because they know that going through TSA just might take longer and they need to get to that meeting. I feel like there's always quick decision-making frameworks in their mind. Like as soon as they see something, they get it. They like make a decision on it. And I feel like the more successful you're getting in business, you're understanding how valuable your time is. And the more you understand it internally, like deep down, like actually understanding it, then you'll charge more because you just don't have the time to not charge more. Like you want to spend time with your kids or your family or whatever it is. You are almost a mirror of how much you understand the value of your time here on earth and for everything else. Number 8, they invest heavily in relationships and in their community. I remember I was working closely with this coach. I was a videographer at the time, and we were traveling around, and we were in Toronto at a time, and he just disappeared. And I was looking for him. People were asking me like where he was, so I was like running around. It was like a conference room, but I was running around the conference room looking for this coach, right? But then I finally find him, and he was on a call. He was like on a Zoom call with a whole bunch of other guys. Some of the guys I've seen before, so I was kind of geeking out when I looked on camera. I was like, oh shit, that's Tony Robbins. But what I realized is he had this non-negotiable to always get on these calls with his peers. Like, these guys are super busy, but they still prioritize their community because they know that's where they find their connection. That's where they find more information. You get level up faster because you know what's going on in your space. So for me, I'm in a community with all the top AI guys because I know every single week that's where the most value comes from. We pass each other clients sometimes. We give each other information. Sometimes I just feel down and I don't know what direction to go in with AI, but then I just get some good feedback from somebody doing better than me. And I feel like you can do this today. Just go ahead and start a community if you don't know which one to join, and add other people that are in the same niche as you to get on a call every single Wednesday, no matter what, at a specific time. And then everybody has to get on a call. And it's cool because then people have something to look forward to, and then you may do something in person and it just grows from there. And I mean, literally, I had the same client that I was talking about earlier invest in a private jet, and he was flying to places. And I asked him once, like, why did you get a private jet? And he told me, because I understand the value of a handshake, and the guys that he would fly around to, and the meetings that he would do, and the boat rides, or whatever it is they did in their public communities were so valuable to them. And I feel like every time they came back from a trip, some big business decision was done. Like they invested in the stock right before it blew up or something. The big dogs are informed. Number 7, they prioritize personalization over generic messaging. They pay attention to the details. Check out this quick clip from my friend Steven. It explains everything. Like, when you pay attention to all the details, it makes sense why people gravitate towards you, because your shit is just dope. Okay, now we're on number 6. Their success mindset is just different. They don't judge, they adapt. So as of lately, I've been playing the game Paddle a lot, and it's super addicting. And I was actually playing with one of my clients, and I learned something super powerful. But I couldn't beat this guy in Paddle. Like, he has a paddle court in his backyard, so he plays a lot. He had the best coach come out and train him or whatever, but that's besides the point. We played Paddle in the sun for like 5 hours straight. And I'm dead. Like, I can't even breathe anymore. And we just keep playing. I'm losing every single game. And I just don't understand how I keep losing. But after the game, we're like chilling in the living room. And I asked him, I'm like, bro, how are you such a crackhead? Like, you just keep playing over time and keep winning. Like, you got this crackhead winning mentality. And he was like, bro, I don't think it's a crackhead. I just think that losing is a choice. And I decide to win every single time. And that really hit me. I was like, damn. Like, he genuinely believes that every time he loses, he chose to lose. He didn't choose to win. He didn't choose to go 100%. So he wins at everything that he does. And it made so much sense to me. And I'm like, you're right. That's how I can tell everything you do just turns to gold. And that's every single coach that I've worked with. Like, literally all of their mindsets are just different. Some of the coaches, I'm like, how are you on this Zoom call right now? Like, don't you supposed to be like speaking on stage or something? Like, I know that they're flying all over the place and doing all these things. Like, I'm sure that somebody on your team can talk to the AI guy, right? But then I just realized these guys are obsessed with every like step of the process. They know exactly how everything works. And I remember my friend Adam told me, he said, you in life, you don't want to be the guy that just learns one instrument like the piano. You want to be the maestro. You want to be the guy that knows like how to play the sax, like all of the instruments. You know, the guy that's like this, you know what I mean? He's able to conduct every single person and every single instrument because he knows how to play them all because he's the maestro. So you don't have to be a master of all of them, like the best at all of them. You just want to be the guy that understands all of them very well. Okay, so numero 5, they're more willing to delegate and leverage tools. So for example, my client Aubrey Marcus, I feel like this is how his brain goes. He figures out or thinks about something that he wants. Then after that, he figures out exactly how he can get that thing, and then he just has someone do that thing fast as possible. And he does that all the time. And I feel like that's how most coaches think. They don't do things twice. Like, if they do something twice, then they know they can delegate it. Like, and that's for anything. If it's a Canva template twice, if it has to be created twice, you can get an AI automation set up to do that thing. I feel like in business, if you just look at the things you do twice, if that's the emails or whatever, you can have it set up to where you don't have to do that thing. And the more automations you can get built inside of your business, the faster you can move. So they're not afraid to use new tools. Like, these coaches typically know all the latest and greatest tools that come out. They make sure that their team is always informed. They pay people like me to keep them informed. Like, they work with the best people so they can use the best resources that's going to get them to the next level. Even when you listen to Alex Hormozi talks, he talks about how he's able to put out like hundreds of pieces of content a day. He's able to do that because he's leveraging all of these tools that help him create these things faster. It's not like he's sitting in front of the camera recording every second of the day. He just uses all the resources, the tools, the team to push his shit out all the time, just going. And we're literally at that point where you can train AI to just pump out content for you. You can even make innate workflows to connect to your hard drive to basically just pump out content that is in your brand's voice and also with your B-roll. Like, you're able to do that now. You can put it in a Dropbox so you can create videos using AI. Like you don't even have to do the editing at this point. So that leads me into the next point, number 4. Speed. Like, these people just do everything quick. I'm talking about reply to people quick. Like, the richest people I know reply to text messages super fast. And some people that are broke, like, get back to me in 2 weeks. I might text them like, bro, I know you don't have anything to do. Like, you can text me probably 10 times before I can text you because you just have the time to do it. I don't know, right? But some of the richest people I know just text back immediately. It's crazy. And I feel like it's not just the texting, it's the everything. Like, every time they know they have to do something or every time they need something done, they just go quick. Like, I feel like they're always using velocity to their advantage. Some of these people are moving so fast. Like, one tip that I learned from one of my mentors is you should write down every single thing that you want to accomplish this year. So for me, I got this big whiteboard and I wrote every single thing down that I want to accomplish. Let me get the whiteboard for you just so you can see it. All right. So it's really not even a board. It's this big ass calendar, if you see what I'm talking about. But I wrote down every single thing that I want to do. I'm doing it again, right? But I wrote down every single thing that I want to accomplish in the year. And then after that, he told me to get all of those things done in a month. So if you wrote down 365 tasks and you try to squeeze that down in a month, it's going to be very, very, very difficult to do because it's impossible for you to do it yourself, right? You just don't have the time. So you need to outsource those things. But then your brain starts to think in that way, like, how do I get all of these things done quick? Then you have to get other people to do all of these things. So that's a hack for you. All right, lesson 3, start before you're ready. Just like I was talking before, they make all the decisions quick and they just start it. Like, if it's something they want to accomplish, they start it. They start doing it before you even know that they do it. They act on it. They get a person to do that thing. And you're like, damn, I just came back to the meeting and they've already made so much progress on the thing that you talked about. If it's scheduling a meeting with somebody that they feel like they need to know or learning a tool or whatever it is, they just started. And I feel like that's how a lot of them got found. They even started a YouTube channel years ago before people even knew what YouTube was, maybe. They just started it. Maybe they invested quick because as soon as they had the idea of maybe they can get rich, they just do it, you know? And I feel like it takes so many people to so much to just take action because they're in their head all the time. But a lot of these guys, they just go for it. And I feel like when you go for it, you get to get so many reps in. And I feel like a lot of these guys just have so much repetition. And no matter what it is, they can be a famous videographer or they can be a famous painter, whatever it is, they've done it so many more times than you. I used to be really good at playing NCAA, I think it was 14 or 13, like on a Xbox or PlayStation. I was like super good at it and no one can beat me because I played all the time, like all the time. I knew exactly. And I even watched videos on how to play the game better before when those videos started to come out. And I feel like the thing is, when you understand something at such a deep level, it's almost impossible for you to lose because you know all the outcomes to win. And when you look at someone that's really good at chess, like Magnus Carlsen, he's super good at chess because he literally knows how to play blindfold. If he knows what move you go to, he can play blindfold. He's played so many times his entire life that it's almost impossible to beat this guy. He's like a computer. So if you start taking action before you're ready, you'll get a lot of things done that you didn't even expect that you can do, and you'll get better every single time you do that thing, repetition. And then that leads me into number 2. They're always around somebody that knows. So you know what I'm talking about here. There's always that guy that just knows everything, like about some specific niche. Like maybe it's me, I might know everything about AI, or maybe you know everything about fashion, or maybe somebody knows everything about health or whatever it is, right? They always have people around them that know everything. And either they hire that person or they're like best friends with that person. They keep those people around. So it's like if they want something or they need something, they just have someone that can do it really good. Even if it's boxing, like I want to take really good boxing classes. They know the best boxers. And I think it's so strategic because when you're always surrounded around greatness and you outsource to greatness, you just get so many beautiful things done and you get so much better, so much quicker because you don't have to go through the rookie failing mistakes. If you learn from somebody that's really, really great at something, you probably won't be that good, but you'll pass over all the rookies just off rip. You'll avoid a lot of the mistakes ethics just by listening to them. This also gives these coaches the ability to curate their environment, because if you're always around people that know what to do or can get you what you want, then you almost make your environment so much better, because if you want something, you just got access to it now. It's like wizardry. And then this one leads me into numero uno, which is always going to the source. Okay, so this one is big. Back in 2013, I was working for this coach and he took me to the ESPYs, which is like the Oscars, but for sports, right? It's in Los Angeles. It was next to the Staples Center, like this beautiful place, right? And all of the biggest athletes in the world was there. But when he got it, I think the team just like booked him a regular GA ticket or whatever. So the thing is, we walk in the door and basically we just walk straight to the back. And then he asked somebody that worked for the staff, he was like, "Where's the boss?" And then they directed him to someone that was above him. And then he talked to that person really quick and he just had a conversation with him. He wasn't like complaining or anything. He just had a conversation with him. And then they introduced him to another boss. And then from there, they let us sit right in the front and we sat right by like Caitlyn Jenner. I was like, bro, this is crazy. Donovan Mitchell, the basketball player, I'm a big fan of him and I got to actually meet him. But this was crazy for me because I was like, what the heck? This guy always gets what he wants. We always meet the owner no matter what place we're in. Even if a place we never been to, we can be in a country that we never been to, we always meet the owners. And it's not just because they're super successful. It's because they go straight to the source. Like either their team goes straight to the source or they go straight to the source. They just meet the person that's making the decisions. And I feel like if you always meet the decision maker in life, it'll always put you in better places. Like next time you go to a club or whatever, like find where the owner is, just shake the owner's hand and say, if you need anything, tell them your name and what you do. That's all you have to do. Like when you go to the source, you always get the best, no matter where you are. No middleman. You're getting information from the horse's mouth. And I've got one more bonus tip for you. And this one is called by any means necessary. Everything is figure outable, and where there's a will, there's a way. So if you have a will to get something and you truly believe you can do that thing, as long as you just have a plan, like ask ChatGPT to give you an actual step-by-step of what this will take. If you do these actions, no matter what, you'll get this goal, right? Because you can calculate the steps and everything's a number game. So you can see exactly how many sales you have to do a week, exactly how many shipments or products you have to deliver, whatever it is. And I think the thing is, if you break everything down in that system's way, then you can understand that you can get anything by any means necessary, because all you have to do is just put in that work and you just don't stop until you get that thing. So when I look at these coaches, they always get what they want because they don't stop. If it's a big podcast and they want to get to 1,000 uploads, and they just don't stop until they get to 1,000 uploads. If it's hitting 1 million subscribers or whatever it is, they do whatever it takes by any means necessary to hit those 1 million subscribers. They hired someone off of the fucking moon if they can. They just always get the things they want because they come at it with that energy. And like I mentioned earlier, winning and losing is a decision. You decide to win or lose. If you want to win, you can win if it's by any means necessary. You will hire the best coach if you want to. You'll try as hard as you possibly can. You'll train 8 days a week, and it's not even 8 days in a week. It's not about 10,000 hours doing something. It's about 10,000 iterations, doing something and making a change. So that's what I got for you today. If you apply these methods that these coaches are using, I promise you, maybe you won't be that coach, but you'll be a lot better than where you are today. And if you want these tips that I laid out for you, just go ahead and join my school community and you'll find the free template to just everything that I just talked about organized in a checklist that you can use today. So if you're not yet, I would love it if you subscribe to this channel. I am excited to push out videos like this and talk more about these things that I'm learning from these coaches as I'm learning them. And it's really a cheat code. And I don't know many channels that's doing that right now. So hit that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next one.